like you said, we're keeping an eye on our fighter the entire time.
Okay.
Because, and also we sit so far back. I mean, yeah, we're cage side, but we're not like up there with the judges where they're literally on the catwalk. You know, we're a good 20 feet from the cage. And, you know, we do have the big screens too to help us out if we, you know, if a fighter, like usually when they go to the ground and they start, you know, like grappling or whatever, or wrestling, you know, you can't see them. So then we'll go up to the screen and we'll watch. But so a lot of the times we just look for blood, because again, sometimes we're so far back, or, you know, maybe just our view of them is just not going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the 10-second bell, we get up and we go to the stairs. What's wonderful now that I love so much, especially like with the UFC and what they do, is we go in every round now. And I love that because there's no guessing. There's no chance of missing anything. So we get to go in every round. So it really takes the pressure off of missing anything. So like I said, at the 10-second clapper, we're at the stairs. We're ready to go in. We go in. If I notice my fighter obviously is bloody, sometimes you don't know if it's their blood, if it's the other fighter's blood. So we do start at the face. That's our main focus. If there's anything really below the face, we don't touch it.
Okay.
I mean, we might wipe them down if, you know, they got a bloody shin, you know, if we have time, but our goal is their face, because they have to be able to see.
Yeah.
So that is our main focus. And we will, we just dab. You want to dab the face. You don't want to wipe it, because if they got a cut and you pull, I mean, you're just going to make it worse and make your job worse. And so we just dab their face, clean it up, find the damage, and then just treat it as, you know, in the 13 seconds we have left, and then we bounce. We're right out.
Gotcha. Are you able to say if the fighter is cut very bad, or do you recommend to the doctor? Because I know they have a doctor out there. Or are you able to be like, hey, this doesn't look good? Like, is that your I wouldn't say like your field, but are you able to give your opinion on that? Like, hey, that cuts like, you know, above the eye. I mean, I would check that out if your fighters has that.
So we sit next to the doctor's cage side in the majority
Okay.
of any event that we work. And so we are in really good communication. The doctors trust us to go up and, you know, pre-treat. And of course the doctors are sitting there and they're looking for something completely different than what we look for. Our job as a cutman or cutwoman is to get that fighter to the next round. Of course, fighter safety is first priority. So that's why we got doctors, because doctors know what they're looking for. They see beyond what us as fans or cutmen or cutwomen see. They're looking at, they might see it. So a lot of fans would be like, man, why did the doctor call the fight? They shouldn't have called the fight. And it's like, well, they got the degree. You don't know what he sees.
Yeah.
You guys just see a cut. He sees the foundation underneath and what that could affect, because it's close to something. You know, what if it's close to a nerve that could paralyze their face, you know, or, you know, somewhere in their eye, you know what I mean? So they get paid the big bucks for a reason. We don't question them. But usually when we sit down after coming out of the cage, the doctor will be like, how did it look? You know, this sort of thing. So they do ask our opinion, because I mean, we all have a certain role and we respect each other's place. And again, the doctor's got the last word regardless.
Gotcha. Now, is it almost like a rotation of doctors, or you see, like you said, like, is there like a doctor that you've seen before you worked with in other events, or is it kind of like a rotation where it's a new doctor every single time? There's never a repeat doctor.
So it varies more on where we have our events.
Okay.
Like UFC, we see mainly the same doctors.
Okay.
Kind of wherever we go. But there's sometimes that, like, we'll go Florida or something, there'll be maybe the veteran doctor there and then with some other doctors. You know, you do see new faces. But yeah, different states, you know, use different people. But that's, again, it's the fight family, and you will always see the same people, whether you're in Vegas or you're in New York. Like, you're still going to see someone at some point, but they do bring in some new faces depending where you're at.
Gotcha. That's always something I always wanted to ask. Again, a lot of people don't know the cut men or what they do and behind the scenes. And like you said, a lot of people are uneducated. I feel like that's the proper word to use. Uneducated on things, on again, doctor stoppages, or like, why did he stop it? Like, you don't know. Same thing with the ref. the ref is the closest person to that to the fighters. Like they ultimately have the final decision.